Hey everyone, this is Anna with Scrapping, Stamping, and Stuff. I'm here with a 3D project tutorial for you today. I haven't done one of these in a little while. We are going to make this really cool, I haven't decided officially what to call it. My initial thought was it's a toolbox. I wanted to make a toolbox that could hold some neat gifts for Father's Day presents because Father's Day is coming up. But as it evolved, it became kind of a drink carrier. You can use this to put drinks in, or it could just be a gift box for any gift, any time of year. So this one right here, I'll talk about the decorations later, but I decorated this one up for Father's Day. The one I'm going to show you at the very end, I decorated a lot different, and it would be a lot more feminine for the women in your life. So let me show you how to make this. To get started, we need 2 pieces of cardstock, and I used the cardstock that comes in our Stampin' Up paper packets. So on the back side, you can see this one was from the Country Club paper pack, but we're going to be able to hide these when we create this. But this is what I used. I wanted something thicker than cardstock, but I tried the chipboard, the brown chipboard, and it was a little too thick to work with. So this worked really well. We need 2 pieces that measure 10 inches by 12 inches. We need 2 pieces that measure 3 inches by 6 inches. So the first thing we need to do is score these. So bring in my scoring board. The first one I am going to place vertically here, and I need to score it at 1 inches. Or 1 inch and 9 inches. Now I'm going to turn it lengthwise and score at 3 inches and 9 inches. I'll bring my other one in here and we'll start it the same way. I have it vertically here, 1 inches and 9, and then when I turn it sideways, we need to score at 1, 6, 11, and then we need to make a couple of little partial ones at 3.5 and 8.5, just down to this line right here. I'm going to flip it over and do that same thing at 3.5 and 8.5. So now we're ready to prepare these pieces to be folded up. So I'm going to bring in my snips, and actually first we will do some folding. So first I'm going to fold on all of these score marks. And when you do this, if you want to, you can use your bone folder just to make sure they're nice and crisp. And to prepare this to fold up, I'll show you, we need to snip on these little lines right here. But I actually want to notch out just a little bit just to make sure they fold up a little easier. So I'm going to make small notches here. And on the ends, I'm going to trim off a little bit there as well. So you'll need to do this same thing on both sides. So do it on this side and on this side. Now let's bring in this piece. I need to fold it. Fold it down the center, and actually I want this, for this piece, I want this to be on the inside, so I'm going to go ahead and flip that now. Okay, so I got all of those folded. So on this one, the first thing I need to do is this whole section between these marks, I need to get rid of that. So I'm going to cut that out. And then I need to remove this corner square, and I'm going to do like I did last time and remove just a little bit extra so that there is an angle there. Same thing on this corner. And once again, you're going to do this exact same thing on this other side. So at that point, these pieces should be prepared. I have already prepared another set and put adhesive on these. So on these flaps, I think you should be able to see, I've put 2 strips of tear and tape adhesive on each one of these flaps, and the same thing down here on this side. If you have that Stampin' Up logo on the one side, you want that to be on the opposite side because that will end up on the inside. So now I need to fold these. This is going to be the base of our box. So I need to fold this piece up until it is at a right angle with this piece on the end, and at that point I am going to secure these 2 flaps together. This is going to be a little bit hard for me to show you in this, but so there, that's stuck together. Now same thing with this piece, fold it up to a 90-degree angle and stick it together. We'll do the same thing on this end. I am obviously estimating my 90-degree angle. I just sort of eyeballed it and it turned out okay each time. So now I need my pieces that measure 3 inches by 6 inches, and these are going to be the end pieces. So I'm going to flip this up. It's going to be very close to the camera, but I am just going to eyeball where this piece goes on. When I'm happy with where it is, I will secure it. And this one, I will do the same way, but I'm going to give you a different camera angle. All right, and I didn't get my box ends lined up exactly. If you don't get them perfect, you can do some trimming, and that will be just fine. Part of the reason I didn't get them lined up is because it's hard for me to look at how I'm doing this time with my camera right here. So, but that is pretty close. Now, here is my other piece I have prepared. Have my printed part up, if you have that. And again, I've put 2 strips of tear and tape adhesive onto each of the flaps. I have also put a little bit of adhesive right in this corner and right in this corner. So what we're going to do is fold this in half, and I've already removed my adhesive backing, so I have to be really careful that these don't stick together. But I want it folded in half. I want to trim off the corners to give it a little bit of an angle right here. I'll bring this in to show you again. And you can measure this if you want to. If you do, I'd measure 1 inch down and 1 inch over and trim that much. I am going to eyeball this. And I'm going to re-eyeball this. There we go. Now we will slide this down inside of here. And once again, I eyeballed. If you want to make sure you get this down the center, you can make some marks to make sure that happens. When I did this the first time, not for my video, I just removed the adhesive from my bottom 2 flaps first. I inserted it down in the bottom. Once I had it where I liked it, I removed the adhesive from one of these flaps at a time and stuck it to the end. For the video, we are just going all in, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to go perfectly. So we'll adhere that to the bottom. Now we'll push these ends in and get these sides stuck right on there. Perfect. see, our Toolbox drink carrier gift box is coming together. So let me bring this one back in and I'll show you how I decorated it. I put pieces on the sides. I put a piece of cardstock on each side just for some decoration, and these measure 2 3/4 by 7 3/4. So you need 2 of those, 1 for each side. The ones on the end measure 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. You need 2 of those. And then I also put a piece down here in the bottom to cover up that printed part of the cardstock. So these measure 2 5/8 by 7 3/4. I have also punched a piece here to look like a little handle for your drink carrier toolbox with our timeless label punch. So I'll bring in my punch and do that. We need 2 of those, 1 for each side. And then I can't wait to show you the decorations I've made up for this one right here. So we'll put those on. I already have some of these pieces prepared. And as you can see here, my box is a little wonky. When you are able to look at yours from directly above, when you're assembling, it should go together a little better than mine did right here. Put this piece on the other end, and I apologize, this may be blurry right now. Okay, now I've got those colored pieces on each side. Like I said, you can put some down in here if you want to make it look nicer. And let me bring in this piece I have already decorated that I'm really excited about. So this is, I better make sure I get this on straight. This is a piece I have decorated using our Grace's Garden bundle. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the products I've used to decorate these. This is a set that has been oh so very popular. It had been out of stock for a while, so if you looked and it was out of stock, it is back. Just so that you know. So here is the Grace's Garden stamp set. And here is the coordinating die set with the arch and all of these pieces to cut out the flowers and the kitty cat and the little branches and the bird. There's just a lot of neat stuff in this set. So I wanted to make this, I made this up originally with the intention of Father's Day. But like I said, I don't want anyone out there to think that this is a project that would only be good for Father's Day. For women, you could put treats in it. If you know somebody who likes to garden, it would be adorable to put gardening tools and gloves and that sort of thing, and some seeds. That would be absolutely adorable. So here is the geared up garage set that I used to decorate this one, and it has a coordinating die set that cut the gears and the toolbox and this can right here. So just a really neat set for men and for Father's Day. So here are our 2 completed Toolbox drink carriers. Now we can fill these. I brought a couple of things. You can fill these with treats. My husband's favorite treat is Snickers. You can also fill them with the man in your life's favorite drinks. So you could put cans of pop in here, cans of beer, because we know those men love their beer, don't they? Bottles would also fit in here. So this is the right size. It could actually fit three bottles or cans on each side. So I hope you liked today's project. Leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for joining in. I will see you next time.